Have you yet to perform like a lot of those songs off of the joint?
No, I haven't. To be honest with you, like I said, just do it out.
Mm-hmm.
The vibe, the energy been good.
Good. Great response.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Alright.
So footprint, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Okay, it's about to. Okay. Yeah. Alright.
But but you know it's crazy though, right, Pras? Because now, once again, you wasn't on a hiatus, but you were building foundation, right? So that you were solidifying, everything else that you wanted to do. You know what I mean? Because once again, you came in the game, music based. You dig what I'm saying? But now you delve into a slew of other different things, man. I want to talk about the tech part of it. As a peoples, man, we don't tamper, we don't delve into it like we supposed to. How did that come about, man?
Well, listen, man, I've always been into tech. Way long ago, but obviously, hip hop was the love, but I was the tech on the side. When I say tech love, tech meaning like always wanted the latest technology.
Right.
Always. And then, as you get successful and as you get successful, you build a relationship,
mm-hmm.
you start to venture into what interests you.
Right.
And I had an opportunity to get into this tech space, and it's been a crazy journey so far.
Can you give us sort of a brief synopsis on what's been going on?
Well, I mean, I'm working on a tech platform. Tech, I'm sure people know what tech is, but tech can range anything from like to a Facebook app to like
mm-hmm.
Samsung or Apple, mm-hmm. Uber. That's all tech.
Right.
And so I'm in that space. I'm launching a platform next year. I don't want to get too much into it, but I do a little bit of it. It's a mobile device that pays the user when they use the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be paying you back when you use the phone. And there's a lot of different verticals attached to it.
Right.
But what's more important is that the more I dived into it and the more I realized, the culture, we are swimming against the stream.
Hello.
Like, we have no clue what's going on out here. And what's interesting is like, one time, I was young, and then I had a friend of mine, he come, he used to, I guess, sling rock, whatever,
mm-hmm.
and he'd come around the crib, he had the first guy with Mercedes, with beeper, with a cell phone, gold chain, fronts, all that. My parents never wanted me to be around this dude because they kind of like felt like he was a drug dealer.
Right.
And one day my dad comes to him, and he was in the front, we was just kicking it. My dad comes in, and my dad's like, "Why do you like to show off so much?" Right? And he said to my dad, "Mr. Michel, with all due respect, you guys are Haitian, right? I'm American, right? Black American." He says, "My grandfather was a slave in Mississippi. And then my father got up to the north, had us, and his great grandfather. So,
Right.
And now we're up here, we're striving, whatever." He said, "But we never had shit.
Mm-hmm.
So the minute we get a little something," and so what I say this to say, like, everybody who's stunting, stunt game is all good. But I feel like that's what they want us to do, because it's like a magician, right? And I'm doing this trick with this hand right here, and you focusing here, but really is over here. Right? And so I realized that we're in the wrong place. Even though we are the one navigating the culture.
Right.
But as we navigating the culture, we don't own anything.
Right.
We don't control anything. And as far as like that matters. Like, for example, I tell people this. Anyone that create their IP, which stands for intellectual property,
mm-hmm.
i.e. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, Elon Musk,
mm-hmm.
Steve Jobs, Apple,
mm-hmm.
Larry Page, Google, okay? They created the IP and they own the better half of their IP, right? Or like the dudes who created WhatsApp.
Right.
You want my IP? Pay me $19 billion. That's what, WhatsApp was sold for $19 billion.
Nah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so Facebook bought WhatsApp for $19 billion. By the way, it makes zero revenue, makes no money at all, just so you know. Because you have WhatsApp, right?
Right, yeah.
Do you pay anything for it?
Nah.
Do you see any advertisement on it? So it's not making any money. But they have over 1 billion users.
Right.
So it's the data. See, they playing a different game.
But this is some deep shit, right? Let me state this, right? And you know, Pras, so I'm sitting here, right, and I'm like, damn, I'm in a zone, right? Because now I look back, this is crazy, right? But it's real. I look back, right, and I'm gonna go back to the Fugees, right? So we look at, right, what was going on amongst the three, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm saying this motherfucker was the glue, right? You were always the glue, but you maintain that as you move forward in life, right? But your relationships is so impeccable that it allowed you, right, to even know that. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that is not the norm. For even some of the individuals that's in your world, you dig what I'm saying? You got millionaires that's artists or actors and so on and so forth, but some of them become so one-dimensional that it just amazes me that to hear this, man, the relationships is what keeps you going, right? And it allows you to say, you know what? This is where the investment at. But we so far gone, man.
No, we're not. Like I told you, man, we happy to have our house next to the master's house. So I'm saying we good.
Yeah,
we're good to be in that guest house.
What inspires you?
Man, this empowerment, man. Like, just kind of like understanding, like, yo, man, our culture is rich. But the fact that we're constantly getting played. Bro, I'm telling you, man, by the way, there's nobody in my space.
Right.
Not in a meaningful way.
No.
You got a couple who's trying. The problem is, I was telling somebody, I was trying to give them an example, like, the reason you don't see that many of us playing tennis or playing golf is because when we're young, we can't afford the equipment. Mm-hmm. I can pick up a ball anywhere and hoop.
Right.
I can throw a ball anywhere and play tag. But you can't run on a golf course and play golf. Mm-hmm. You need to get the clubs, you need the shoes, you need the gloves, you need every tennis, you need the rackets, you need the balls, you need to be able to go practice. What black kid in the hood can afford that?
Right.
You can't. That's what. But if we were able to get in, we would dominate. Look at Serena Williams.
Right.
Right. We dominate. Look at that new Haitian chick.
Right.
Who Japanese Haitian chick.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying to you is that why I'm so inspired, because I got into tech space. I love tech and everything. But what I notice is we're not in the space of innovation. And this is the last final frontier. Mm-hmm. This is the revolution. Yo, the tech runs the world, bro. There's nothing that's gonna surpass that. The next thing to that is God.
Right, because reality it controls everything. Look at
bro.
You pull out your phone. You can be connected with an app from this, from that.
Now I'm gonna show you to give people an example. There was a time where agriculture was the business to be. You was a farmer, that's like saying you Steve Jobs.
Right.
Right? There was a time where, for example, the cotton business was the business to be in. Right? So there's always these industrial revolution happening, right? Car business, right? Computers gonna control everything. The tech is gonna control everything. That's the final frontier, but we're not in the space to contribute. What we wanna do, you know what we wanna do? Be the next LeBron James, the next Drake or Jay, you know what I'm saying to you, or be a host like Steve Harvey or something like that.
you know, and that's amazing, right? But you know, from like I said, doing my homework, man, now you have the ability, right, to create platforms. Uh, I don't want to, you know, sort of say it wrong, but Blacture. Tell me about that, right? On top, right?
Right. So that's the platform.
Right. That's the platform.
Right.
Right.
So Blacture is going to be, like I said, it's the whole platform is to empower the culture and everyone, you know, who felt marginalized or don't have a voice. Right. I mean, think of it like this. Do you have any brothers and sisters that have products, for example? You know how difficult it is to get your product in a retail store, or even if you're able to get it on Amazon.
Right.
To go above the noise so we can know the product exists. For me to go find a black product, I gotta go do deep sea diving on some Jacques Cousteau shit to know and find a black product. Right. So imagine now this platform I'm talking about lends you the opportunity in a major way to expose your product. Where now I know every time I go on this platform and any product I see is going to be a minority black owned product.
Right.
I know this is the marketplace, for example.
Blacture.
You see what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Or like, for example, let's talk about health, something that's very important to us, right?
Right.
How many of us can't afford health care? But imagine if on the platform I can order an Uber nurse that can come right here and do a regular checkup and be like, yo, your cholesterol is good, your blood pressure high, or this is this. The basic that we can't even afford. And by the time we realize what's going on with ourselves, we already in the emergency room.
And it's amazing, right, that you even say that. So when I looked at that platform, right, and I, you know, me being a counselor in that field, right, you know, it amazed me. It took me to another level, right? But it also took me to a level of now understanding, hey, I want to go back to the artist, right? And that process of you running, right? Hip hop, was there ever insurance incorporated into medical insurance incorporated into these?
No,
right?
bro, no.
So are you?
I mean, you take it
in that sense where if you're gonna look at right, if I go on there, I'm an up and coming artist, right? But I know that I have some health issues, right? That surface wise, I'm looking good. You know, yeah, you know, they might think that I have millions, right? But reality, I don't have that. But I know that I got a chronic disease. How do I pay for that?
You can't.
Right, no, I know that, but will that be something that?
Oh yeah, that's what the platform's going to be. It's going to help. You know, it's going to be all that, man. It's for the culture. It's for the voice. It's for those who, you know, who feel like they don't have a voice, who feel marginalized.
Right.
And that's what, you know. And obviously, we're going to scale it up. You know,
Of
it's not
course,
going to be
of course.
everything coming out,
but it needs
but
to be put out there,
that's what it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So you know, and I say that, man, because of course you have traveled the world and seen. You know, a bevy of different types of things, man. So I know your mind is racing and being that glue. Again, I have to become, I'm not saying the voice piece of the world, but I can be part of solution. And overall, seeing that, man, I just applaud you for that, bro. I definitely applaud you for that, man. You know, we talked about that label-wise. Do you have a label?
I don't want a label. Why would I want a label for?
I have to know that.
Yo, listen, let me tell you something.
This is deep. This is good.
And I don't want to mention any names, but there's this female, I said female artist. Okay.
Artist, yeah.
There's an artist out here.
We'll edit that.
Right. There's an artist out here.
Remember that, y'all.
Who, she's independent.
Right.
She's making more money than another counterpart artist that's signed to a label.
Right.
Now I get it. Listen, I was part of it. I came from the label world, right? Where it feels good to be with a label and you got the machine behind you. But what end up happening is once they get done with you, they spit you out and you don't have anything else going on. Like you said, they don't have health insurance for you. They're not thinking about, you know, your future. Mind you, they took your IP. When you create music, that's your IP. No one should own 80%, 90% of your product that you created. That makes 0 sense. What, because you put millions out? We know you making millions more on top of it. It makes because nobody owns Mark Zuckerberg's IP.
But so now, all right, you say that, right? And they don't, right? But now, how long did it take?
And by the way, he needs people. That's how he made his billions off of your IP, because he's collecting your data.
Right. Now you see this. This is, I like the autonomy mindset, right? And you're in your first first album individually, right? As an artist, right? Were you indie, or you still was part of a mammoth company?
Yeah, I was part of a label.
How long did it take you to step out of that zone, though? You know what I mean? Because now
it takes. You know what it is? Listen, I'm not saying anything wrong with labels.
Right? No. We not. No.
Well, I'm saying, like, they serve a purpose. Obviously, you know. I think that because not everyone is going to be Disney.
Right.
Not everyone's going to be Tom Brady. Not everyone's going to be Steve Jobs. Not everyone's going to be Dr. Dre. Let's keep it real. Although all of us would love to be that.
Right.
But the reality is, not all of us going to be that. Now, with that being said, there's nothing wrong with the label, but the problems I have with not just labels, just any institution that are making billions off of us and not really giving us anything back for it.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying don't make your money. Yes, make your money.
Right.
You know, we expect you to make your money, but give us something back. Being that we are shifting the culture, like 3-4 years ago, nobody was talking about Gucci. Today, we made Gucci hot. We make Balenciaga hot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We make Supreme hot. Right? Like, I just found out as a black person running Balenciaga now. Like, Obama and all that. Right. You know what I'm saying, too? Because they know we got that.
Right.
So with that being said, why are you playing us out like we don't matter? Why is it that, you know, somebody said the best. You got a bunch of kids who get shot in Chicago, and everybody's like, oh well. Bunch of kids get shot in Florida, all of a sudden everybody talking gun control.
Right.
You see what I'm saying to you? But the onus is also on us, because we can't keep blaming them, right? At some point, we got to take the bull by the horn. And this is where I come in.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, Pras. How has it been hard for you to collectively speak to individuals that have the power to possibly make or create some type of change? Or are you building
an individual like who? Like,
I'm just saying name, because you it's not like, it ain't like you can you're still part of the higher echelon, you know what I mean?
No, 100%, but you gotta remember something, like, you're right. I'm building it on my own, because
you see what I'm saying? Right.
Because here's the thing. To go and convince people, you gotta think of it like this. Let me go a little bit deeper for you. There's a group of people on the plantation. There's a woman who comes up with an idea and says, we gotta find a way to get everyone to the north. It's Harriet Tubman.
Right.
And she's talking to some of the high echelons of the slaves at that time on the plantation, various plantations. Yo, I got this idea, man. I'm building this underground railroad. I'm going to take some black people up to the north, because we're free, we get up to the north. You know what I mean? And them was like, bitch, you stupid. Man, I'm good, man. I'm in the guest house. I'm in the barn. I'm getting the leftovers. You see what I'm saying to you? I don't have to pick cotton 8 hours a day. I'm only doing 2 hours. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? You think I'm going, man, get out of here.
So that's what you, but so now the comfortability, right? So
everybody's complacent.
Right. So now, once again, the process of building, you got to build it,
because, of course it's hard, because if you're a pioneer, it's going to be hard, because it's never been done before.
Right.
Dr. Dre come with beats in 2007. Prior to 2007, where there's anyone talking about headphones, he comes with headphones. All of a sudden, everybody want to do headphones. Puff come with Ciroc, killing it. All of a sudden, everybody got vodka, they got liquor. But I mean, you know how it is. Monkey see, monkey do. So, but it's cool though, because I want to be able to know if I can do something that can really have a real cultural impact socially on the culture. If that's what's going to take, yes, it's hard because you're the first one. But you got to remember something also. They don't look at us like we have the mental capacity to even be in this space.
Right.
Yo, nigga, go dance on the stage, go run up and down the court, run up in the field. You good on that. You know, we let one escape to run the country. The verdict is out on that. That's debatable on how we felt about that. But that slipped. But you could get credit for that. Just understand, we ain't gonna make that mistake again.
Right.
But, okay. But everything else, here, what do you know about this?
Right. But see, I mean, that's what I'm saying. And once again, you know, just the echoing effect of how you continue to move. You know what I mean? You build great relationships, which allows you now to create this platform for, right, a people of color, right? So now, you know, what they may see, right, or what the world may see on a lower scale, you know, you can put it on this platform and people will pay attention. You know what I mean? And not only pay attention, but give it life, not just tomorrow or the following or whatever, because everything that will be on this platform will sort of gravitate or just be part of our world. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, I'm pretty sure you got a lot in that pipeline that will continually keep it going. You know what I mean? So, you know, I know it's time. You know, I know we got time. We can go. You and I can build and shit. What is your focus right now? In closing.
My focus is, like I said, is the tech.
Mm-hmm.
But also just, you know, it's kind of like I'm a curator.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to do some dope shit,
mm-hmm.
and that can have some kind of like meaning and be impactful to people's lives, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I said, even if it's gonna be music,
right?
I want to do some dope, like, so at least people are like, oh, that, man, he in the vibe. You know what I'm saying to you? Like if you go back and listen to wave culture,
mm-hmm.
there's things that are being said, like, if you really listen to it, you're like, oh. Because, like, it's so funny, there's a joint I got called Oh Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go listen to it, right? And we see what's going on with, and that's my man, I rock with him, but we see what's going on with him,
mm-hmm.
right? We're watching this in live,
mm-hmm.
right? So, but I addressed it
before
it even came to fruition.
Right.
So it's just like, so when you start to really start to pay attention, you be like, oh, it's this, but yo, he's saying something. You gotta listen to what he's saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you?
But once again, it goes back to the autonomy. Now I can be who I can be. You know what I mean? Without
best feeling in the world, man.
Yeah.
Best
Total autonomy.
World,
other things that we should be anticipating, man, before we.
Man, like,
we got the tech,
2010,
Blacture.com,
music, you know, this vibes, man. 2018 was
movies.
It was an interesting. I'm gonna be making them.
We know that.
No. I'm not gonna be in them though.
Yeah, I know you the man.
I'm gonna be hiring actors to be in them. I'm gonna give producers, writers, you know, directors. I'm gonna give them opportunity to come and tell our story.
Right.
Because our stories are not being told.
Hello.
They give us our story every 5 years, right?
Yeah.
And 2-3 of them is like 12 years late. I'm tired of seeing those 12 years late. Hidden Figure was cool, but dang, y'all couldn't put that in the textbook.
Right. No, it's real. So
I gotta wait 5 years to learn that Thomas Edison got help by a black man to come up with the light bulb. I gotta wait. Hopefully he'll make that. Who knows?
Nah, he gonna do that.
Right.
In 2019 plus, man. This guy is behind a lot, man.
I'm gonna say this before we leave. During the gold rush, everybody was fleeing to the west to go for the gold rush. There was a group of people who all they were selling were the shovels. Because to get the gold,
You had the shovel, right?
You need the shovel.
Right.
So sometimes it ain't all about trying to get to the goal. You can kill it with just selling shovels. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Oh, this was some deep shit right here, man. We went through a lot, man. I like this. We gonna chop this up real nice, man. But that's just delving into the minds of this great. Oh man, unbelievable, Pras. I appreciate you, man.
Respect,
Unbelievable, man. Totally, man.